Hi there, it's Rebecca here for Yogi Mommy. I just wanted to demonstrate today the posture called legs up the wall. Legs up the wall is a restorative posture as well as an inversion. So what this means is, in a restorative sense, we're looking to relax and rejuvenate, to calm and clear. And as far as the term inversion, this simply just means that we're going to be turning ourselves upside down. This is a mild inversion, so unlike headstand and handstand, which are quite intense inversions, this can be modified for pretty much anybody, though it's advised that people with high blood pressure or eye diseases such as glaucoma or sinus problems, neck problems, would probably want to be, if at all, be doing this under the supervision of a certified instructor. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get in and out of this posture as well as how to modify it. What you'll want to have close by is a pillow and or folded blanket or two. I will be using this to support the body in different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and come into the posture by bringing my left hip to the wall. I'm going to lose the hoodie here. Bring my left hip to the wall, and then I'm going to take my legs around and up. So I might find that this is a little too close for comfort as far as hips to the wall goes for me, especially if my low back or hamstrings are tight, and I may want to shimmy away from the wall a bit. You don't need to bring your hip right up against the wall when coming in, especially after you've done this a couple of times and you're aware that you'd rather have some space. You can just feel that distance out as is appropriate for you. So once I'm here with my legs up the wall, this could be perfectly fine. I won't necessarily need to change anything, but I can definitely modify this to make it more appropriate if I'm experiencing any discomfort in my back, my hips, my neck, as well as if I just want to intensify the pose. In an inversion, the heart is above the head. In this case, you can see my heart isn't that far above my head. I could make it higher if I were to lift my hips up. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and take this folded blanket and take it underneath my hips. And I'll want to position it so that my tailbone is able to dip down on the other side of the blanket, so the wall side of the blanket. This supports the natural curve of my lower back really nicely. And again, as I mentioned, it's lifting my hips up, so it's also elevating my heart above my head a little bit more. I could continue to place blankets, pillows, bolsters, whatever I have available to keep lifting my hips up as high as I wanted to and was able to, really. Just to note that if you're a girl and it's it's your time of the month, you're not going to necessarily want to lift your hips. You'll want to be keeping them on the ground. Okay? So, with regards to the flow of energy and blood in the body, if my legs are elevated, obviously that's going to provide a nice kind of almost draining sensation if I suffer from any swelling or edema in my legs and feet. So that feels really nice. That said, if it is that time of the month, or you're pregnant, or anything else that might prompt any swelling in the lower extremities, even just like being on your feet all day, of course it's going to feel nice and relaxing to have your feet up nice and high. Just a note as well, if I wanted to really modify this for someone who had a great lack of flexibility in the body, or was just all suffering from any of those ailments I mentioned at the beginning, I could have a chair to put my feet on and work my legs anywhere from straight on that chair, so they would be at an angle, obviously, to 90 degrees. So that's an option as well. Just one lower adjustment you could make here. The higher my hips get in particular, the more my chin's going to feel kind of crammed in, and my neck might feel a little bit crunched or compressed. So to alleviate that, I could just take a rolled up blanket or towel or pillow, whatever you have handy, and just place it nicely underneath the neck, supporting the head perhaps, so that brings my neck again nice and long and makes this pose really comfy. So I would rest here for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And again, as I mentioned, if you've read the posts that this video went along with, this is a really great posture to do before bed because it just helps everything to calm and clear. Really helps you just to settle. Let go of your day. Quiet the mind. And bring the body back into a state of nice balance. I just lay here observing the breath, trying to be really relaxed, perhaps bringing my arms up over my head. And when I'm ready to come out of the pose, I'm going to first remove all of the props that I've been using. So I would take the blanket away, just lift up the hips, remove the pillow, the blanket, slide my hips all the way down to the floor. And as I move on to my right side, which is the direction I'm going to roll, there's no real right or wrong if you're coming in from the right or the left. It's going to feel more natural one way or the other, just a thought. So in my case, I'm going to roll onto my right side. So I'll inhale, bring my right arm up over my head, and then in an exhale, I'm going to roll out of the posture. Perhaps rest here for a moment, extending gratitude towards myself for taking this time for me today. And when I'm ready, making my way into a seated position. Perhaps taking a little bow to close my practice. And that's legs up the wall. Thanks so much for being here. Looking forward to next time. In the meantime, much love and light to you and yours. Namaste.